Long time no see, fellow adventurers. Where have I been? I've been learning to play Monk, so I thought I'd show you the build I've been playing for the last couple of weeks. I asked all the best people in the game with the most knowledge, used all the resources, and this is what I come up with, a Blade Forged. So obviously you don't need to pick Blade Forged, but it's just the old max con, max wisdom, a few points in dex for 2-weapon fighting. That is all you need. Skills, boys, just the usual things, you know, heal, concentration, balance, then whatever tickles your fancy, UMD, haggle if that's your jam. Feats, pretty obvious from the start, 2-weapon fighting line, as we've talked about. And then just the things like improve critical, precision, and whirlwind attack if you like. Whirlwind's pretty good for building up some ki, et al. And then for the epic feats, right? It gets a little bit more personalised here. I think you can do your own kind of stuff, but I've gone Vorpal Strikes. A bit tedious. You got to turn it on every time you log in. Kind of hate that. Epic damage reduction because I needed some PRR because I'm pretty weak. I don't have many past lives. You know, a lot of people that watch my old videos would know that I had a character with all the past lives, and I've got a new character now with not all the past lives. So just into skellies at the moment, boys, just to show you how it performs while we go through the build. Also, legendary feats are somewhere here, aren't they? Here we go. I took Astral Plane. Now, there's a discussion here that we should quickly have. The Astral Plane one doesn't really give much in the way of damage, you could say, because all it does is give you like double strike, dodge cap, reflex, and your tactical feats. For me, though, because I don't have many past lives, I wanted my feats to land, my tactical feats, I wanted to land a bit more. I didn't have much double strike. However, if you're running in Reapers all the time, you can actually get 100 double strike easy, right? Because I've got 78, 80 give or take in Reaper, and using the Reaper double strike boost gets you 200 all the time. You can also run in wind stance to get more double strike. That's up to you. That's a choice you can make. The other really good legendary feat, rather than the Astral Plane, is the one that gives sneak attack. So that's up to you, boys. Yeah, so when it comes to enhancements, like I asked all the best kind of sources how to build it. The three main trees are the Shin'Tao, the Vistani, and the Falconry. And with the racial, like, Warforged, Blade Forge isn't the best. I just chose it because role-playing and shit. However, with the Blade Forged, it has the weapon attachment for some extra die on your fist, which is kind of cool, some HP and some fort, just to make it tanky. And because I've got not many lives, being tanky is awesome. But Shin'Tao, all very obvious kind of stuff. You just take basically everything you can, whatever you like on your build. I only took 1 point in Iron Skin for reasons that will become apparent to you in time. And Rise of the Phoenix, I didn't take it because if you're dead, I don't know, just it seems like a bit of a meme, Rise of the Phoenix, so don't worry about it. Just use cakes. Jesus Christ, use your wallet. For the Vistani Knife Fighter, obviously it's just about the haste boost. Double Strike is also very important in there, and the some MRR. And the Falconry obviously gives you wisdom to hit and damage. Pretty standard kind of stuff. The helpless damage is very cool because you've got a lot of ways to make things helpless. And the Deadly Instinct Trance, which is basically key to getting your DCs high enough to be effective in high Reaper content and stuff like that. And I try to make a build that can run R6 comfortably, and then it can be replicated by the average player. All right. And now when it comes to the destinies here, it's obvious. It's kind of obvious you're going Flowers, Grandmaster of Flowers, and then it is flexible, but Shadow Dancer and Dreadnought are probably the best because they give things like sneak attack dice to hit and some tactics bonuses, which is key in making the build work, right? So up here, you can kind of pick which ones you want to take when it comes to like the ones that give you bonuses to your absorption. So I've got the fire one here, which gives the fire absorption. There's the water, there's the earth. I've skipped the wind one and whatever you feel. But the big thing about this tree is the Drifting Lotus Epic Strike, because that's the AoE stun, right? Which is kind of your bread and butter. That's what you want to be doing when you're going into packs and mobs to CC. It's kind of the crux of the build. Well, not really the crux of the build, but like one of the most important CC elements of the build. For Shadow Dancer here, it's got some sneak dice there, very important for DPS. And it also has the Night Shield spell in that tier 1 there. And also DDO, which is very handy for just efficiency, right? The Dreadnought, it's got the 6% double strike. Now, people that showed me this build said you can go up and grab things in Shadowcaster. That option there also gives you 5% double strike, so it's up to you. Now, inventory. You can see I've got a couple of empty slots here. Empty belt, empty gloves, empty ring. That's because the belt is meant to be the cornerstone champion from the Too Hot to Handle raid. The Cornerstone Champion gives you the +3 whiz, it gives you extra unarmed dice. I'm pretty sure it gives extra key generation, which is pretty critical because I'm struggling with key generation right now. Additionally, gloves here, probably just best to use a pair of gloves that give the Isle of Dread set bonus. They're not very strong, so I haven't really committed to doing this kind of gear set. And for the ring, Band of Insightful Commands. The Band of Insightful Commands gives you Insightful to hit, and it also gives you some quality deadly. It's just a pretty good item. Now, I don't have those items, so what I've done, and what you can do, is run something like Belt of Whirling Blades, has Insightful Combat Mastery there, so you don't need the ring. Wondrous Mage Gloves has Quality Wisdom, that's from a new pack. Then you got your Quality Wisdom. And I just run the Signet Ring of the Sky because it's got Devotion on it. Like, it's not perfect, boys, who cares? But things that are pretty much locked in for this item set is the Admiral's Wristwatch from Isle of Dread. It's got your accuracy, your deadly on it, and your armor piercing, critical stuff. The helm, the armor, and the cloak are all from the Dreadstalker's set. You can get your own cloak and craft it yourself, and you can get your own helm, craft it yourself. But I found the helm and the cloak are actually pretty strong on their own. Then you need the armor from the Isle of Dread raid to give yourself all this crap. Or you can buy it, however you sort it out, and get the set bonus put on there. Also with necklace, like I use the Cracked Core, which is from Project Nemesis, because it's got con and some extra boosts there with the conservation, alchemical conservation. It's not best in slow at all. Like, this probably isn't the item. You can remove that as well. And I was told you should use the legendary Raptor Teeth necklace because that gives you Seeker, Deception, and the Enhanced Blood Rage and the Relentless Fury, kind of making the build just stronger. And then if you don't use that, you've got to obviously find those stats somewhere else. So it's up to you what you do. What I'm saying is, like, it's flexible. Don't copy exactly what I've done if you try to make this build, but then also don't stress too much if it's not perfect. You can work your way around. And when it comes to the legendary Gem of Many Facets there in the trinket slot, which going to die here, try and roll for a good set. The one you want most is the legendary Raven's Eye, right? Because the Raven's Eye set gives you the artifact to your hit and damage, crit, confirmation, sneak attack, and spot if that's your jam. But that should all stack with the profane bonuses provided from the Isle of Dread's curse set, and also it should also stack with the artifact bonuses you get in the Dreadstalker set. All right, so that's that. Now for the weapon, obviously it's got to be hand wraps, but use daggers if you want. Like, let's see something crazy. It's obviously Isle of Dread hand wraps, right? And you've got to get the augments to put in it. The augments I've used, which might not be the best, but they might be, who knows, whatever. I've used Meltfang and Melthorn. I feel like they are the strongest, they're the best. The Meltfang is the one that gives you the stacking acid damage, which is the same as the Lord of Blades or Master Artificer Rings acid damage. Additionally, the Melthorn, I believe that's the same as Dust. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dust, so it's -10 PRR, which will just increase your damage and everyone else's. Also, Ice Claw for Wisdom and whatever scale slot. And filigrees. The sets I was most focused on were Dreadbringer and Shattered Device, because obviously it's got melee power, range power, stuff like that. The Shattered Device 4-piece also reduces enemy PRR and MRR. And Sucker Punch is pretty strong, gives you some melee power. You can also use the +2 Wisdom filigrees, one in your artifact, one in your weapon. Do that, that's hot. And that's it, boys. I don't know. Strimtom does these a lot better, doesn't he? What else is good information you need to know? I don't know. That's it. Just get out there, play Monk. Let's check out its damage in a fight here. Now this is a raid setting, but usually if I'm going to be like running into a pack of mobs, I make sure to use Touch of the Void Dragon, my Deadly Instinct, Haste Boost, Split the Soul. I lead in with like a Drifting Lotus, and then use stuff like your Jade Strike, reduces the enemy's defenses. Smite Tainted Creature for a bit of damage. I roll through my Grandmaster. Sorry, not the Grandmaster. I roll through the Earth strikes. Take a Knock on the Sky. Knock on the Sky reduces an enemy's the damage they deal by up to 20%. Very strong in a raid setting. Not so strong in questing, so you can choose to do a different one if you want. Obviously, Quivering Palm is good. Always look for those low fort mobs. Everything is nothing, boys. At the top of the Destiny tree, everything is nothing. Love it. So good, so strong. Use that when it's off cooldown. Don't try to wait for the perfect EIN. Just drop that shit whenever. It's really good. So people that can make better builds than me have said that this build can get a monk. A monk in general should be able to get 4k first number in a raid setting quite easily, right? whether that be through using different kinds of boosts, debuffs or whatever. I'm getting close to like 3k here. Just give you an idea of the damage, boys. So shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of thing. Don't forget to use your haste boosts. In Reaper content, you would use your Reaper Strike to make sure that your double strike gets over 100. But Ocean Stance is like what you need to run as a wisdom-based monk because it's going to give you to hit, to damage, dodge, blah, 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 blah. It's very strong. That's a roaring animation. Get away from that. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oh, easy. Yeah. If anyone wants to build a build, if anybody wants a video on how to kind of lead and do this Isle of Dread raid, Skeletons in the Closet, leave a comment, whatever, I'll get back to you. I think the most important thing I've done is gotten this cosmetic Helm of the Hunter from Hunt or Hunted raid, right? Because it makes you look like Predator. And cosmetics are in-game, boys. Yeah, I haven't even finished putting things on my slots in my rings. Like, it's all a bit of a mess, guys, but it's still pretty strong. Jump on. Get on board. Monk trains. Good fun. What am I doing? There we go. Let's look at these numbers as they float by. Don't forget to use your skills. Click them, whatever you do. Oh, shit. You need to also use auto attack. Could be better. Always room for improvement. Anyway, don't forget to leave a nasty comment if you liked the video. Pleasure to be back, and I will see you in the next video if we're lucky, boys.